quick reminder, this is going to be recorded. I just need it for my schooling. So I'll just repeat that one more time. This week, or today, we're going to work on the journal. For today's journal, you just need to select. You need to remember the requirements to earn a full credit on this assignment, which are 100 words or more, no spelling errors or grammar mistakes, and you only need to select one for today. And then you will select a different one tomorrow because we're only going to be doing 2 journal prompts this week. The first prompt: what is the most stressful thing about school, in your opinion? Describe what causes your stress and how you cope with the stress. What do you think the student in the picture is stressed about? So you can select one, prompt 1, or you could select that you could choose your stance on the following topic: animal cloning. Using evidence to support your stance on the above topic, describe why you agree or disagree with the cloning of animals. And there is sentence stars available for you to write out your claim, evidence, reasoning paragraph. Or you could write prompt number 3. Where are the people in the image traveling to? Create their story and describe their journey in a narrative format. Be sure to include imagery and figurative language to create a visual for your readers. So where they're going. You can give us a very interesting story. I always love reading these because some of you are so creative, you know? And if you feel like you want to, try to attempt it, go ahead, let your creativity, go like SpongeBob does, imagination, use as much as imagination as possible, be creative. Or you could choose prompt 4. Do you agree or disagree with this quote? Too much agreement kills a chat. Do you agree? Do you think that when people agree, does it kill a conversation? Or does it keep it going? Or you could select prompt number 5. You need to watch this video and then you respond to the question: what is the purpose of the free hug campaign? Would you have given a hug? Would you have given somebody a hug? Why or why not? All right, so just a quick reminder, you just need to select one to earn full credit. Yes, the Zoom meeting will be recorded, but you don't need to turn on your cameras. It's just for me to send it somewhere. Okay.
Mr. Aguilar.
Yes, David?
You're the best teacher.
Oh, thank you. Greatly appreciate that. So I'm going to go ahead and start the timer, but just a quick reminder. In order for you to submit the assignment, I click on Submit Assignment, and a chat box will appear when you click on Text Entry. All right. You will be given 10 minutes to work on this journal, and you have until the end of the day to finish it. Right. And if you have any questions during the 10 minutes, you feel free to send me a message on the chat box or unmute yourself. I will be muted during the time, but I'm still going to be here looking over things. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the 10 minutes. We're at the 5 minute mark. Just a reminder, everybody will, in 5 minutes, we'll have two students sharing out their journal responses. Alrighty, so time is up. I'm going to go ahead and select two students to share out. Oh yeah, he's not in my class anymore. Let me go ahead and delete him. First student's going to be David. Which journal prompt did you select, and can you tell us a little bit about what you wrote?
Oh, I chose the desert one.
All right, so let me go on to where are the people in the image traveling to?
Uh, I put that they were traveling in a plane somewhere, but then the pilot passed out, like something like from Hatchet,
Mhm.
and they crashed. And then the two best friends, and they woke up, and one of them had like a part of the door impaled into his leg, and then they were just trying to like look for help.
Surviving the desert. I like
Yeah.
it. It's a survival story. I can't wait to read it. David, it, all I can say, I'm always mind blown by you guys' imagination. So I love it, David. I look forward to it. All right. Thank you so much for sharing out. I greatly appreciate your participation and your great detail to your story. Great way to start your story and a great way to start the class. Thank you.
Thanks.
So let's go ahead and select the next student, Fernanda. Which prompt did you select?
I chose prompt 1.
One. Okay. What is the most stressful thing about school, in your opinion?
The most stressful thing about school, I would say pretty much everything. First one is missing work. We get assignments. Um, we get assigned so much, and it's so frustrating. I know it could be students' fault for not doing it, but it's just too much for students to handle, and that's all I have.
Okay. Do you have any way you cope with the stress of like school?
I do like to listen to music and take short breaks.
I like it. Yes. When I was a student, I never pulled all nighters. I just told myself I'm gonna sleep for like 2 hours or 3 hours, wake up like at 2 in the morning, and start working on my homework that way. Because that was my way of coping, just sleeping. So that was my best way of coping, and also music or walks as well. Miss Santiago, do you have any uh, bre- best practices for coping with stress?
I don't think I still know a way to cope with it just yet. I just I let it be there and I continue doing my stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
uh,
I
that
cope with it. I tell myself that it's just a semester and then I'll have a break and now just have to wait it till to the break to stop stressing.
yeah, and just get it done. I like it. I think that some people are better at just being like, okay, in order for me to not stress out, I just need to do the work. And I think that that works with you. So perfect. Thank you so much, Ms. Santiago, for sharing out. I greatly appreciate it. Somebody said, then how do you get through your classes if you had early classes? I've always been an early bird, so I'm good with early classes. Like for example, like I start working if I did my homework or my finals, I study for them like at 2 in the morning. If I manage to finish way before my class started, like even if it's like a 15-minute break, I fell asleep for 15 minutes. I put a timer, just like I'm just gonna rest my eyes, 15 minutes, and it helped a little bit because I got the notion of like, okay, I rested for a little bit, now I can go. So great question, Miguel. Thank you for adding to the discussion. Daniel, you said you wanted to share out a little bit. Would you be able to share out?
Yeah.
Which prompt did
I
you?
chose a prompt 4.
All right. So what
Prompt
do
4.
you agree or disagree?
So I agree with the crow. I agree with it. It really does have a meaning to it because, I agree with it because when you start a conversation, it always begins with either something interesting or something boring. Mostly it's always a group chat, so they would always talk in a group about something. But yeah, I agree with it because usually like when you agree with the conversation, like when you agree on a topic, it literally ends quicker because you already agreed on it. You already know what you're gonna do or want, or like gonna whatever. Because like you already agreed on it, so there's literally nothing else to talk about. So it's just gone. But like when another person disagrees, it takes your conversation farther from what you already have going on. So you get more options to choose from. You get more things to talk about, more opinions. Like sometimes even more people come into the group and actually talk new ideas. Like it just brings you further from what you already have going on. So like it also like that actually is better to talk in person than over a phone or a screen because you get to express your feelings like face to face, like you get to actually show emotion or something, just you know express how you feel about it. So yeah, it just like kind of like it's just when agreeing on something is just like making things like much move faster. It's like you can talk about one thing, I agree with you, okay, it's done. But if I disagree with you, I get to talk with you more. I get to actually explain more things and all that. So yeah,
Yeah,
just something.
great. You have great points. I think that um, I've had many conversations where you agree on something. You're just like afterwards. You're just like, okay, I don't know what else to talk to you about because you just finished the conversation quickly. And I think that disagreements do challenge yourself, and it challenges your mindset. It challenges your ideologies, and you make such great points. And thank you so much for adding to our discussion and providing your opinion. So thank you so much, Daniel. Is there anybody else before we move on? Anybody else want to share out?
I want to share out mine.
All right, Maribel, what prompt did you choose?
I chose prompt 3.
All right, so where are the people and the image traveling to?
The people are traveling to a better place for their children's future and for them. They come from a place where there is no justice, no freedom. They were like slaves. Governments were very corrupt. Many families escaped, and rumors spread across town. Many believed that those families were caught by the government officials and that were held captive in a place that was worse than the town. Others thought the opposite. They thought that it was worth to take the risk to escape from that nasty town. One family decided to escape since they were sick and tired of living the way that they were living. They asked the other people from town that they knew the way out. But before leaving, they prepared themselves with enough food and water. They planned out the route to go. They luckily didn't run into any government officials, as the rumors had said. They walked miles and miles away. The trip lasted 3 days and 4 nights. On the last day, they lost hope, as they didn't see any signs of a place where they could live with freedom and justice. They thought it was the way of death and not a new life. They continued to walk a bit longer, but as they were walking, they noticed a highway. They saw cars and signs. They looked to the right and see that they have arrived to the promised land.
Wow, that's awesome. I, I'm so amazed. I'm so amazed with your creativity, and the way, like for me, it just reminds me of like so many immigrant stories of coming to the promised land, and I think many of us can relate to that specific story, and the way that you worded it, it was such an amazing journey. You took me into like this little like roller coaster. So somebody's saying, give her an A already. Of course, you all earn grades here. So I don't give grades, you all earn them. So definitely you all are earning good grades. At this point, you guys at this point have a C class average. So you all are doing so much better than you all were last semester. So great job on changing your mindset and changing um, the errors that you may have committed last semester. Like we said, they're not mistakes uh, unless we do not learn from them. We learn from our mistakes. We're challenging ourselves. So great job. Thank you so much, Maribel. I greatly appreciate your imagination. And I greatly appreciate you adding to the discussion. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to the short little Nearpod that we have for today. We're going to work on. I'm going to show you how to do a works cited page for your project, because we're going to be continuing working on your Elizabethan era project. Last week we chose partners. You all have your partners, your topics. So we are now I'm going to show you how to get to do your MLA works cited page for your last slide on your either PowerPoint, Google Slides, anything like that. So the first thing that I want you to do on the English 1 homepage is I want you to scroll down to the agenda of the week. On the Tuesday, February 2nd, you will find the MLA Nearpod. Go ahead and select that. And that's going to take you to the Nearpod. It's a quick 10, should be like 10 slides. So it should take us relatively quick, should be a relatively quick lesson. So we can get you into your breakout rooms and continue with that project. All right, so let me go ahead and check the list of students. Thank you, Alexa Jimenez, Christian, Darlene should be here. I think he's in my second period. You probably forgot to log out. Vanessa, Sonora. So we're just waiting on everybody else. We'll definitely check to see who is here and who is not. Just a quick reminder on how to get to the Nearpod. If you're in the English 1 homepage, you're going to scroll down onto the agenda of the week. I'm going to direct you to look at Tuesday, February 2nd. Then you're going to click on MLA Nearpod. Okay, so I see Alexa Jimenez. Adriana Mata, make sure to log in. Alexa Rodriguez, I don't see your name yet. So make sure find your way into Nearpod. Alexa Valdovinos, I don't see your name yet. Thank you, Adriana, for logging in. Adriana Gonzalez, I don't see your name. Yes, I do. Ayari, I saw your name. Carlos, Christian, Carlos Rios, make sure to log into Nearpod. Christian, you're there, good job. Sion, I think you are under, yes, you're here. Daniel, you're logged in. Diana, you're here, good. Fernanda, good. Jairo, I don't see you on there, so please make sure to log into Nearpod. Jesus, good job. Joanna, good job. Kat, let me see if I see you. Yes, I do see you. Liliana, thank you. Myra, good job. Mighty Bell. Maria's from the other class. Myra is good. Okay. Natalia, thank you. Miguel, thank you. Bad luck, thank you. Raimundo, thank you. And Ryan, I don't see your name yet. So make sure, log in. I'll give you 30 more seconds to be able to log in. Okay, 10 seconds. So Ryan, make sure that you're logged in. Valeria, thank you for logging in. Vanessa, thank you. And Sonora, thank you. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So we're gonna do MLA works or works cited page. And that's gonna go at the end of your PowerPoint presentation. So the objective is students will be able to cite their credible source or sources in the MLA format on their research project. So just a quick reminder, the PDF that's available here is your speech assignment. You and your partner will research in one area of life in the Elizabethan England, which is from 1558 to 1603, was when Queen Elizabeth reigned, and Shakespeare lived in 1564 to 1616. Your presentation needs to be 3 to 5 minutes, and you need to focus on the 6 most interesting facts about your research and prepare your speech to educate and entertain your audience. The requirements, visual aid must include 6 slides. So the visual aid is PowerPoint, Google Slides, Prezi. If you're doing a Prezi, it needs to be at least 6 clicks because Prezi is a little different. On your visual aid, no more than 50 total words on your PowerPoint, Google Slides. The most of the information has to come from you. So you could have your flashcards ready to go to what you're gonna say on your presentation. Each person I'm not gonna, in person, we would only have 1 note card, but we're doing distance learning. I'm just gonna allow you to have that, but you just have to make sure, you're talking to the camera just as I am right now, and you have your full attention to your audience. Something that might all help you as you're doing a presentation, just look at that, look at the camera. You could even put away where all the names are there so you feel like you're talking to yourself. That may help you. All right, and then presentation needs to be between 3 to 5 minutes in length. If you don't reach that, 10% of your presentation will be taken away. So 10% of the possible points. The topics, we already assigned, well, you all emailed me your choices and we've already had people been confirmed. So good job on everybody who followed the steps from last week. If your name does not have a topic on the side, you have not emailed me with your top 3 topics. So the topics are here and the rubric is available here. We went over this rubric last week, but this is just once again, how you will earn your full credit on this presentation. Does the introduction grab the reader's attention? Does the facts wow the audience? Does the team members have good volume, storytelling techniques? Does the team take the assignment seriously, work hard? Because there's going to be a peer evaluation after this. You're going to rate yourself. You're going to rate your partners as well to see how well you did in this presentation. All right, so I'm going to go back onto Nearpod. So on your project will require a work or works-cited page where you list the credible sources you use for your project research. This will be listed at the end of your visual aid, so your PowerPoint, Google Slides. So first and foremost, what do you think is a credible source? Okay, so on your Nearpod, you're gonna go ahead and share your thoughts on what you think a credible source is. So I give everybody 3 minutes to post your response. So some of you said a history website is a credible source. Yeah, that's, but you gotta be careful on the history website. So I would say yes, but be careful on where you're getting your sources, because Wikipedia could technically be a history website because, you know, it gives you all the information of a certain topic. But Wikipedia is a little, it's controversial because anybody at any moment can edit Wikipedia. So they try their best to try to keep it up to date with correct information, but at any time somebody can edit the document. Trustworthy site, something that's valuable and is trusted source of information, a website with the information I'm using, maybe something that ends with gov. I trust the website. Yeah, you know, I would say, you know, the government websites do have a lot of accurate information, or they at least try to keep up with the current information. In reality, there's nothing. That's an interesting idea. Because in this, I see what you're saying, because every source will have bias. And you just have to be careful on what you're leaning towards and what you're reading. And based on what your source you're reading, if you're just putting out the information that is biased, and when I mean biased, I mean like it's leaning to one side than the other. All right, so give everybody one more minute. Let me know if there's anybody that has issues logging, putting in their information. I know sometimes it says like waiting for teacher. Last period that issue was happening. We found out if you just refresh the page, it will allow you to post your comment. Okay. We have right now about 7 students who posted. I'm gonna give everybody additional minute. Comments, yeah. Pending approval. Natalia, I think let me check. Yeah, I don't have anything on my end. Let me just refresh it on my end. It's probably, yep, I see 22 comments waiting for me. So sometimes we need to refresh it for some reason. A website that has legit facts about the past or the future. Okay, I like it. Google is more like a search engine. Because you can just type in anything will pop up. So it's a little difficult to really pinpoint what is credible or not, but you know, thank you for making that attempt. Yeah, I'm just approving them right now. For some reason on my side, it was lagging and it wasn't showing up anything. So I had to refresh my page. All right. So give me a thumbs up if you need more time posting your comment. If you don't put a thumbs up, I'm gonna assume that everybody has posted and nobody needs more time, that I could move on to the next slide. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on. All right, so there's gonna be a video you have to watch. I'm gonna try this. I did the students play last period. Yes, Natalia, I did see your comment. Thank you for checking. I'm gonna try this. This is the first time I added like questions to the video, so bear with me. So I'm gonna try this side, the teacher plays. So I think that I'm gonna be able to play the video. Hopefully the questions come up on your end. We're testing it out, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and play the video. And then we'll see once the questions come up.
Students often receive research assignments requiring the use of credible sources.
You guys could hear that, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
But what does it mean for a source to be credible? Why is it important to use these sources? And how can you tell if a source is credible? When we describe a source as credible, we're basically saying that the information is high quality and trustworthy. Essentially, that we can believe what the source is telling us. When you use high-quality sources to back up your points, you demonstrate your own credibility as a writer, thereby contributing to the overall effectiveness of your argument. The best quality research builds on other high-quality research. This is true of both your own work and the work of professional researchers.
All right, so go ahead and answer the first question. When we say source is credible, we mean it is, and you can select all that apply. So it looks like this side does work. I'm thankful. Hey, we all learn new things. So I just learned this morning. So I wanted to give it a shot, you know. And like I said, growth mindset. We learn from our mistakes. If it didn't work, okay, I'll know next time. So there's about 2% of you still haven't answered. Make sure that you have answered. I'm going to go ahead and quickly go into the next slide. Majority of you did get it right. I think the reason why it says that 70% of you did get it wrong is that you didn't click on the first three options, which is going to be your answer. High quality, trustworthy, and believable. So let's go ahead and go into the next question. Wrong button. There you go. Let's go continue. All right, so the next question. Why is it to your advantage to use credible sources? Select two answers. So remember, you want to select two. There's about 8% of you that still haven't answered. 5% of you. And I'm gonna change it up in 30 seconds. Make sure that you are participating, because this is it is always worth points. The Nearpods, this week is gonna be worth 10 points. So you gotta make sure that you're actively participating. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and move on. If you did not answer, you will not get the point. Okay. It looks like everybody, 43% of you got it correct. And it just might be that you may have just selected one. A lot of you did select, they make your argument more convincing. Yes, because you do have sources that provide more that you, I don't want to use the word credible, but you know that you know what you're talking about, and that you are getting your information from reliable sources and not just from anybody. I'm not saying hearsay. So the correct answer is A and B. They demonstrate your own credibility as well. So let's go ahead and move on to the next. Oh, I keep on pressing that button. Let's go ahead and go into the next. Let's go ahead and play the next.
There are several factors that contribute to a source's credibility. Among them are the author's level of expertise, her point of view, and the source's publication date. The author's level of expertise on the topic he or she is writing about could take the form of an advanced degree or other extensive experience in the field. A credible source often provides information about the author's credentials. Sometimes, however, the author's credentials may not be listed, and the publication itself can be the marker of quality. This is often true for some non-scholarly publications like well-respected newspapers and magazines, where the article's content is critically examined as part of the publication process. Another important
So next question, 3 factors that contribute to a source's credibility are, you need to select 3. So go ahead and select 3. So here are your options. A says the author's expertise, B, the number of authors, C, the author's point of view, D, date of source's publication. So make sure to select 3. All right, 2% left. All right, good job everybody for answering that quickly. Thank you, I greatly appreciate that. Let's see, a lot of you selected the date of source's publication. That is one of the definitely answers provided for us. So yes, it is the date of source's publication, the author's point of view, and the author's expertise. So let me see, let's go ahead and continue playing the video.
Another important component of a source's credibility is its point of view, in particular its potential bias. Bias is an inaccurate or unfair presentation of information. In some cases, bias is intentional. A group with its own agenda may sponsor research or information, and the sponsorship may influence the results. Bias can also be unintentional. A writer's perspective may prevent him or her from being able to see all sides of an issue. Sometimes you need unbiased facts to support your point, but other times you might want people's opinions, and that's okay, as long as you acknowledge the source's perspective in your own work. While bias can be difficult to detect, be aware that it can exist in any kind of source, including things you find through the library. In the academic publishing...
All right, so only certain types of sources like editorials and opinion pieces contain bias. True or false? Right, 13% of you. I'll give you guys about 20 more seconds. 5% of you. Make sure you guys are all actively participating. Thank you everybody else who has been actively participating. All right, so that is time. So make sure that you have, there you go. So it's actually false. The 36% of you that answered it correctly. Thank you. Everything has a bias. So it is important for us to understand and acknowledge uh, those biases. All right. So especially when we're writing anything informational, you want to make sure that you acknowledge those bias. And what we mean by bias is an article or anything, video, is leaning a specific point of view. Right. So everything will have a bias.
Publishing world, books and articles go through a rigorous editorial process in which an editor or group of scholars evaluate the work's quality. When it comes to journal articles, this process is called peer review. Peer review articles are considered high quality because the review process helps to filter out sources that are written by unqualified or biased authors. Finally,
All right. To maintain credibility, research must never use a source that reflects biases. So go ahead, answer true or false. Give you guys about 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So make sure that you get your responses in. There's about 8% of you still haven't. So a lot of you are saying that it is true, 72% or 73.8, and 21.3 are saying false. So let's see who has it right. So let's check it out. I'm waiting for that 5%. All right, it looks like you won't get, you get some points taken off from your participation, but it is false, mainly because a researcher needs to be careful to point out the bias reflected in the source. Since biases is everywhere, there's no such thing as a source 100% free of bias. So be careful with that.
with any source, consider when it was published or last updated. Even something that was once high quality can now be out of date and unsuitable for some purposes. If I needed current statistics on the average cost of college in the United States, a source published in the 1990s would be out of date. However, if I was looking at the increase in college tuition over the last few decades, a source from the 1990s might fit my purposes. Of course, not every credible source is appropriate for your research. Be sure to evaluate not only a source's trustworthiness, but also its appropriateness for your argument.
All right, so the last question, a researcher should only use news sources. Anything published more than 10 years ago is considered too old to be credible. True or false? When 30 seconds. Let's aim for 30 seconds. Twenty more seconds. 10 seconds. All right, so that is time. So make sure to get your response in to earn your full participation points for today. So 52% of you, 54.1 say that it is true, and 39.3 say it's false. So I'm going to go ahead and share out the result, and it is false. Although new research is more preferable, it is okay to use older sources because it all depends on your current research on your topic.
For help finding credible sources or determining what
All right, so we can move on to the next slide. When citing an entire website, you need the following. So for example, when you're doing your research, when you're citing your sources, you need the author or compiler name of the site, version number. Some website won't have a version number, name of institution or organization, date of resource creation, so that's number 5, DOI, which is the digital object identifier. You're not going to find the DOI, so you just use the URL. And for those of you who don't know what a URL is, this right here is a URL. So it's basically an address. You tell the computer or Google on the browser, this is where I want to go. So for example, when you when you want to go to Facebook, you're gonna put in Facebook, and that's you're telling the web browser, okay, I want to go to Facebook, and it takes you there. That's what would be a URL, a link that takes you to your destination. And last, the date of access. So the date that you accessed or read the document. So for example, if we read something today, the access would be, because the dates, we have to put them a little bit different. We have to put the day, the month, and then the year. So the date of access would be the 2nd of February, 2021. So this is an example here. The Purdue OWL family of sites, period. Once you have the name of the website, or the name of the website, you put the writing lab and OWL at Purdue and Purdue U. This is the organization. You put the comma after the organization and you put the year of the publication. Put another comma, the URL, owl.english.purdue.edu/owl dot, or period, you can say. And then accessed, this would have been 23rd of April, 2008. So when you are citing your sources, you put accessed this 2nd February, 2021. All right, so now it's our turn to actually practice this. All right, so we have a website here, and I just found a random website, KSBY. If you click on it, it should take you to the website. It says cool and cloudy with a slight chance of rain, Tuesday. Now, what we're gonna do is that we're gonna write out our, so let me go back, pause it, there we go. What we're gonna be, we're gonna be doing is that you will have to do a citation, and we're gonna walk through this together. So I'm gonna show momentarily the student view. So what you need to include is the author, name of site, name of institution, and then date of resource creation. So this is an example. And for those who need the website, you just highlight this specific URL, copy it, open a new tab, paste it, and it takes you to the website.
Is this going to be graded?
It's part of the Nearpod, so it's part of the participation. So as long as you're participating, you will get points for this, and we're gonna walk through this together. So the first thing we're gonna do is select students to give me responses. Raimundo, can you give me the author of this article?
I think it's by Brocky Martel.
Yes, Brooke Martel. So the way that you would want write their name is you put their last name, Martel, comma, Brooke, and then a period. So good job, Raimundo. Now we're gonna be putting in the name of the article. Perla, what is the name of the article?
Cool and cloudy with a slight chance of rain Tuesday.
Perfect. So that would go after the period, after the name. So it would go Martel, comma, I was gonna say Perla. It's not Perla. Brooke. Martel, Brooke, comma, Brooke, period, the title of the article. What is the organization or the institute or the institution? I guess I want to you again, Perla. Perla, what's the organization or the name of the site?
KSBY News.
Yes, it's California Central Coast. So after the name of the article, you put a period, put the name of the website, and then you would put in the year that it was created. So, Natalia, when was this article created?
February 2nd.
Yes, 2021. So we would just put in 2021. After the name of the organization, you put in the comma, 2021, and then you put another comma. You want to put in the URL to this website. So like I said before, this is the URL. So to copy that and then paste it here. And then what day did we access this article? I'm gonna choose a different person. Right, you answered a couple of them. Right. Alexa Rodriguez.
Today,
Today. So what day would that be?
February 2nd, 2021.
Yes. And how would you put it? Would you put month then day or day then day?
You would write it 022 because we're the second of month 2, right?
Yes, but because it's a little confusing, we're just gonna put the day first, 02, and then we put February, just put F, capital F, EB, period, then 2021. So good job, Alexa. And that would be your citation. All right, so I'm gonna check up on you guys to see how you're doing. Make sure that once you have your citation inserted, you can go ahead and submit it. So we just walked through how to make that citation and what you need. Good, Alexa Valdovinos. I saw your response. The only thing you're missing is you need to also include accessed on when the day that you accessed it. And then make sure that because it is a name of the organization, which is KSBY, you need to capitalize KSBY and then capitalize the N in news, C in central, and C in coast. Good job. Just a reminder, when you're doing last name, first name, the last name, after the last name, you need to put a comma. So it'd be Martel, comma, Brooke. And also make sure that put accessed on the specific date. But I like what I'm seeing, a lot of great citations. Good job, Diana. Just make sure that you capitalize the A in accessed. All right. So once you have submitted your citation, I'm gonna be able to put you in breakout rooms so you could work on. I know that you guys only have about like 13 minutes left, but you know some work is a meeting together is better than nothing. So 61% of you have already submitted your response. I'm just gonna share out a specific one for you guys all to see. This one right here, sorry, Ayari. Sorry to put you on a little bit more on blast, but you did a great job on yours. You can tell you did your last name, first name. You might need to, you need to put a period there. You just forgot to also include, it was made on 2021 right here before you did the URL. But besides that, everything is great. Good job. Good. So let me exit that out. Let's check up on everybody. 84% of you. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the breakout rooms, let you go into your with your partners, talk to them, discuss what's the game plan, what you're gonna be doing, and then tomorrow you will all get to have the whole period to work on your presentations. And if we do need more time, we'll definitely give you guys a little bit more time. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and open up the breakout rooms. Make sure to get in your response because this is worth points. All right, so Ms. Santiago, I'm just gonna also give you, I'm gonna make you co-host. So hopefully that gives you the ability again to do breakout rooms. You know how we did it last week? Where you could jump into a breakout room? What we could do is have you, I'll work my bottom to up, and maybe you could do top to bottom and just check up on them and see if they have any questions. But before you jump in, do you have any questions for me about the project? Because I know that you're only with me like once a week.
Well, first of all, I don't have the breakout thing at the bottom this time.
Okay, let me assign you into one. I think that's what happened last time. I signed you into one and it allowed you. Let's give it a try.
It just sends me to it.
You don't have that button that says breakout room?
Yeah, but it only sends me to the one you assigned me to.
Okay. If it sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't. So I'll just put you in breakout room 1, and then you could always just come back to the main screen, and that's like my signal or your signal to me, letting me know that you're ready to jump on to the next breakout room. Okay. I'm gonna start you at breakout room 1.
Okay.
Well, Suzanne, I'm gonna be going into the, or Miss Rocco. Well, there's nobody here. I'm gonna be jumping into the breakout rooms. So you're more than welcome to get ready for your next class.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll make a note that you started the Zoom breakout rooms with students and they're doing group work, and you had Miss Santiago join another group, and that will be at the very end. So yeah, I'll go ahead and sign out and I'll get ready for my next class.
Sounds good. We'll see you next time. Have a
Okay.
great day. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. How's it going? Any questions? So I've noticed that you guys haven't given me a topic yet. Do you have any questions or what you need to do for the project? Jesus? All right. I know Jesus, you're a little shy at times, but make sure that you do participate. You can do it. I know this is you and Valeria, you be working on this together. You can do it. It is. I know that it can be daunting at times. It can be a little scary, but you can definitely, share out. And I have full faith in you. Challenge yourself. Remember what we talked about in growth mindset on effort and challenge, challenging yourself into doing new things, and that's how you're going to grow as a person. And this is one of the ways that you will grow. I know it is scary. I remember being very scared of public speaking, but now I do this as a job where I talk to 120 students on a weekly basis. So if you challenge yourself, you will get to a point where you're a little bit more comfortable. Right? And Valeria, good job on showing up to tutoring yesterday. Have you checked out your grade?
Not yet.
You're at a C right now. So once you do those journals, you get to an A. How does that feel?
Good.
Good, right? You can do it. Come to tutoring today. We'll help you with those journals, and you'll be able to raise it to an A. I know that you can. And like I said with growth mindset, it takes a little bit of effort and a little bit of just commitment and a challenge. You challenge yourself to go to tutoring, and look at where it got you, to a C. And remember our discussion as well that, if you get a C or higher in my class at the end of June, I'll change your grade from last semester. Okay, so keep it up. Okay, so I'm gonna talk to you both about the project and the steps that you both need to take. We did this last week. So I'm gonna tell you the steps that you guys need to take, and I'm gonna have you guys repeat it to me. So the first step that you need to do when you are in your breakout room is introduce yourself to your teammate. Once you know each other's names, it's time to exchange one method of communication. Okay, so I'm gonna check out the breakout rooms. Choose a breakout. So you're gonna exchange one method of communication. It could be phone numbers, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, or email. Whatever you both prefer to communicate with, communicate through that. Second, so that is step one. Step one is you need to talk to each other, exchange phone numbers or social media. Step number two, you would talk about your top 3 topics. As you can see here, there's already topics taken already. You can choose from the ones that are left over, and you can access the document with the topics on our homepage. So if you scroll down onto where it says project, you have this document available, and you will scroll down and you can see what has not been taken. Okay, so once you have talked about your potential 3 topics, you know, you need to number it 1 through 3. 1 being the one that you want the most. Second is your the one that if you don't get your number 1, you get at least you like number 2. Number 3 is, well, if nothing else gets, if I don't get my top picks, at least I'm okay with the last one. Okay. Once you've selected those 3, you will email me. Here is my email right here. You're going to email me your name, your partner's name, and the top 3 topics. Okay, the quicker that you email me, the more high probability you'll get your top pick. Number 3, the teammate not emailing me will open up a PowerPoint and share the PowerPoint with your partner. And finally, step number 4, you will work with your teammate. You will have all this week to work on the project. Now, Valeria, what is step number 1?
We have to.
Yeah, talk to each other. Yeah, exactly. And what else do you need to do? You can do it. Si se puede.
We have to choose our 3 topics.
No, that's step number 2. We're still in step 1, number 1.
Oh,
So-
we have to ask each other for like
Email, Instagram.
Yeah.
Perfect. Jesus, what is step number 2? And just remember, Jesus, it's just us 3. So you know, I know you have a hard time unmuting yourself, but let's give it a try. Let's put that effort, or challenge yourself to mute yourself. So will you be able to unmute yourself? So class is about to end, but you're not off the hook yet, Jesus. I'll be talking to you tomorrow as well. Okay? So Jesus, just stick behind class today. Meanwhile, I close out the breakout rooms. And so let's just jump into the main screen. Alrighty. So Jesus, make sure to stay behind. For the rest of you, make sure that you are working on your project. You know, you and your partner have a game plan, and you will have all period tomorrow to work on your projects. If there's any questions, please stay behind and ask it at that time.
Wait, when is it gonna be due?
It will be doing presentations. We're aiming for next week. If we need potentially Monday, we'll give you Monday, and we'll start presentations on Tuesday. Okay. So we will see everybody tomorrow in class. Jesus, stay behind.
I have a nice day.
Yeah. We'll see you tomorrow. And if you need help with editing, to be able to allow your partner to edit, stay behind. I'll let you share, and I can show you. So Marvella, you could share your screen.
Bye. Have a nice day.
You too, Alexa. We'll see you tomorrow.
How do I do that?
You just click on the green button that says share screen. Miss Santiago, if you need to log out, feel free to log out. I know that you might need to go somewhere, but thank you so much for helping out today. Greatly appreciate it.
No problem. I'm hoping I get to see some of their projects maybe next week. There are some interesting ones.
Yeah, there's a lot of topics that are very, very interesting. So I think you will on Tuesday, because you're here on Tuesday, right?
Yes.
Yes, so definitely be able to. So
And I'll see you Thursday.
Thursday, yes. All right, thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. All right, so you're gonna go ahead and click on where it says share. You're gonna click on right here in this box. And then you click on right here where it says allow edit. And then you're gonna apply. And then you put in your partner's email again. And that's it. And it's just, yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Thank you.
Anytime. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Thank you. Have a nice day.
You too. Thank you. All right, Jesus. How's it going?
It's going good.
All right. I finally get to hear Jesus' name. Yes. Good job. You know, I know that I've talked to your mom about, well, she has told me about your, you not being participating. I know that it could be frightening. Is that what scares you, to talk in public?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember what we talked about, growth mindset, effort, challenging yourself. What is tomorrow in class? What is one of the growth mindsets that you're gonna do? So do you remember what we did for the growth mindset? With the 4 different stages of growth mindset?
No.
So I'll share the screen with you right now. So let's go back into. So this is remember we talked about how to grow your intelligence. We have effort, feedback, mistakes, and challenges. What is one thing that you're going to be doing tomorrow to help yourself talk to your partner and make sure that you earn full credit for this next presentation?
Challenge myself.
You're going to challenge yourself. Great. And one way that you can do that is put that effort to hit that unmute button. You can do it. I have faith in you. You know, and like you said, you know, you're going to challenge yourself. So I hope to see that tomorrow. And yeah, I don't want to make you too late for your next class. So I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day, Jesus. Thank you for unmuting yourself. Greatly appreciate it.